Hello students, welcome for the course of MBA Semester 3 Human Relations and Legal Framework. Today is our lecture 5 and topic of our discussion is major categories and classification of labor laws. The objective of today's session is help to understand the major categories and classification of labor laws. So the contents of today's session are major categories of labor legislation and classification of labor laws. So we are going to start a discussion by means of using major categories of labor laws. So according to the fundamental principles and directive principles of the state policy, generally these labor laws are classified or categorized into four types. Now all these laws are mostly made by the central government. The first type of law, labor laws are which are enacted by the central government, where the central government has the sole responsibility for enforcement. Now in this kind of law, central government will be the supreme authority. They will formulate the various rules and regulations, and the government itself ensures the complete responsibility for its enforcement. The second kind of law is called the labor laws which are enacted by central government and enforced by the central as well as state government. Now in this kind of law, the central government formulate the various rules and regulations, but it should be enforced or implemented in combination either with central government as well as state government. The third kind of law which are enacted by the central government and enforced by the state government. Now in this kind of law, the central government enact the law and its implementation will be done by means of using state government. The fourth type of law, labor law which are enacted and enforced by the state government itself, okay, which will be applied in their respective states. Now here the state governments themselves, they will formulate certain rules and regulations, and as per the requirement of the implementation of rules and regulation, they will make some necessary modifications, or they can independently define some new rules and regulations and implemented these laws in within their states. So it is primarily depend on the individual government of the country, what rules and regulations are required within their country. So these government primarily define some new rules and regulations according to their requirement, and finally they will implement these rules and regulations, or it should be implemented, or its enforcements can be made through certain state governments. So according to our directive principles of the state policy, the government are authorized the individual states to make some little bit modifications into the existing central laws and implement within their states. So when we are talking about these directive principles of the state policy, here each and every kind of laws tries to ensure, say for example, securing the health and strength of the employees, men and women, across the various industries, that the tender age of children are not abused. So here we need to protect the legitimate rights of the deprived masses, say for example children. The children are not forced by economic necessity to enter the avocations unsuited to their age or strength. Now the individual decision should be based on certain economic aspects either of the states or that particular country. Just and humane conditions of work and maternity relief are provided. Some basic amenities with respect to social welfare, by means of that we can provide good humane conditions to the workers or laborers, and we can, by means of that we can protect their legitimate rights. That the government shall take the steps by suitable legislation in other way to secure participation of employees participation in management of undertaking or establishment of any other organization in any industrial premises. So the directive principles suggest the central as well as the state government to enact the various rules and regulations and try to empower the masses for implementation of these laws. So as we will discuss these four laws, okay, there are some important laws which are embarked here with bold and underline. So say here, now these are the kind of laws, okay, labor laws which are enacted by central government, okay, where the central government who is having the sole responsibility for its enforcement. In our syllabus we are going to study the Employee Provident Fund Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952 and Employee State Insurance Act 1948. These two acts will be in our syllabus. The another kind of law, labor law, which are enacted by central government and enforced by both the government, central as well as center. And similarly here we will find out there are many laws, okay, which are covered in our syllabus. The first one is Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition Act 1970, the Industrial Dispute Act 1947, the Industrial Employment Standing Order Act 1946, the Maternity Benefit Act 1961, the Minimum Wages Act 1948, the Payment of Bonus Act 1965, and the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, as well as the Payment of Wages Act 1936. So these laws are covered in this type of law wherever the central government formulate this law and it should be implemented by both the government. The another kind of law is called as labor laws, which are enacted by the central government and enforced by state government. Now here the whatever form of laws, okay, which are enacted, it should be get implemented by exclusively by the state government. So here we have Factories Act 1948, the Trade Union Act 1926, the Workmen's Compensation Act 1923. Okay, these acts are covered, okay, under this law. There are some other laws, okay, which will comes under exclusively by the state government. Labor laws enacted and enforced by various states government. So these are called as Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition Act 1970, Factories Act 1948, Industrial Dispute Act 1947, Industrial Employment Standing Order Act 1946, Maternity Benefit Act 1961, Minimum Wages Act 1948. So these laws are generally the central laws. Okay, so here you will find out how these laws are being transformed, okay, by means of is reinforcement in the state. So they just try to make some little bit modifications within their states, and they were implemented. Maharashtra Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition Act 1971, okay, Maharashtra Factory Rules 1963, the Industrial Dispute Bombay Rules 1957, the Bombay Industrial Relation Act 1946, the Bombay Industrial Employment Standing Order Rules 1959, the Maharashtra Maternity Benefit Rule 1965, the Maharashtra Minimum Wage Rules 1963, the Payment of Gratuity Maharashtra Rules 1972, Maharashtra Payment of Wages Rules 1963. So how these central laws are being transformed into state laws. So here state has been given some exclusive rights to make some little bit modifications into the existing central law to implement these laws within their states. Labor laws enacted and enforced by the various state governments. Now here the state government, those are having the legislatures within the states, okay, they can finally define some new rules and regulations and laws and implement these laws within their respective states. So in our syllabus we have the Trade Union Act 1926, okay, as well as Workmen's Compensation Act 1923. Its exclusively state laws are Maharashtra Recognition of Trade Union and Prevention of Unfair Labor Practices Act 1971, as well as Bombay Workmen's Compensation Rules 1934. So how these laws are, which are formulated by the state government, and it should be implemented by its state government itself. The next topic is classification of labor laws. So we came to know about the different categories, and after categorizing these laws which are made by central as well as state government, so generally all these laws are classified according to certain standard. So some of the laws are called as regulative laws, protective laws, wage related laws, social security laws, welfare both side and outside the workplace kind of laws, okay, which are generally classified in this way. The first type of law are called as regulative law or regulative labor legislations. So laws which are related to the industrial relations. On right hand side that you came to know the different laws, okay, that should be covered in our syllabus. Now these kind of laws, they try to regulate the relationship between the employees and the employer, and by means of which will be provide for the methods and manners of settling the industrial disputes. So wherever the problem of industrial disputes, okay, that problem can be get solved by means of using these regulative labor legislations. These laws are also helps to regulate the relationship between the worker as well as the trade union members, the rights and obligations of the organization of the employer and the workers as well as their mutual relationship. So once we try to identify what rules and regulations are made available by individual government, okay, these primarily kind of laws which can be regulated the relationship between the employees and the employer. So these are the key laws, okay, which should be generally implemented by the central government. So state governments are also empowered to make some little bit modifications, and it will be implemented within their states. In our syllabus you will find the Trade Union Act 1926, the Industrial Employment Standard Order Act 1946, the Industrial Dispute Act 1947. These laws are covered. The another form of laws are called as protective labor legislations. Now here the legitimate rights of the workers are being protected or not, that need to be ensured by means of making some provisions which should be made available. Okay, these laws are generally related with the service conditions of the employees. So these are called as the laws which are related to the working hours, conditions of service and employment. So these laws will provide, or it will help to protect the labor standard and improve the working conditions of the employees. It also lays down the minimum labor standard in the areas of, say for example, hours of work, supply, employment of children and women in factories, mines, plantation, transport, shops or any other establishment. So we came to know these form of laws, they try to maintain some form of discipline among all the members by means of improving the overall working conditions of the employees. Say for example, hours of work, okay, or certain form of arrangement at the workplace. There are various laws which are covered in our syllabus. The first one is the Trade Union Act 1926, the Factories Act 1948, the Mines Act 1952, the Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition Act 1970, the Industrial Employment Standing Order Act 1946, the Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition of Act 1970. So these laws are covered as protective labor legislations, so to protect the legitimate rights of the workers. Now when we are talking about to improve the overall working conditions of the employees, in India there are various rules, regulations as far as the industrial premises are concerned or type of industries are concerned. These laws will define the hours of work and other conditions of service and employment. So these laws, you will find out the list over here. Many laws comes under these categories, okay, but these laws are not in our syllabus. The third type of laws are called as the wage related labor legislations. Okay, means these are the kind of laws which are related with wages. So these laws will lay down the methods and manner of wage payment, okay, as well as their minimum wages. So how to calculate the minimum wages and what provisions are being made available under the different laws. So in our syllabus you will find out the Payment of Wages Act 1936, the Minimum Wages Act 1948, the Payment of Bonus Act 1955. So these laws are covered, okay, and these are called as the wage related laws. The another kind of laws are called as social security labor legislations, so as to promote the health and well-being of the masses. So these kind of laws will be helpful to promote the social standards, okay, within the community. So laws which are related with social security, okay, which are covered in this type of law. These laws will provide to the workmen social security benefits under certain contingencies of life and work. Now whenever the workers or laborers are working in factories, so there will be a possibility of hazards, danger, okay, or even during the period of lockout, gheravs, okay, retrenchment and mass layoff. So it is quite necessary to protect the members of the organization, primarily the employees. So it is quite necessary to protect the legitimate rights of the workers, so that we can provide them certain kind of social security measures, as well as it will helpful to promote the labor welfare. By means of improving the labor welfare, we are not ensuring the health of the worker, as well as we are talking about the overall well-being of the workers. In our syllabus, you will find there are different laws comes under this category of social security legislations. The first one is called as Workers' Compensation Act 1923. The Employees State Insurance Act 1948. The Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952. The Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. The Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. The Maternity Benefit Act 1961, which are covered under these acts. The another form of classification is called as labor welfare legislations, promoting the good industry relations between the employees and the employer. There are some other kind of laws that will helpful to promote the equality among the laborers. So here we are talking about Maternity Benefit Act 1961, as well as Equal Remuneration Act 1976. So these two laws are primarily in our syllabus. Laws which are related to the deprived and disadvantaged section of the society. Now, say for example children or women, okay, whenever these particular masses are being exploited by the employer, so it is quite necessary to protect some legitimate rights of the deprived persons, okay, or the section of the society. So these laws would these laws are not in our syllabus, okay. Bonded Labor System Abolition Act 1972, Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986, Children Pledging of Labor Act 1933. Now when we are talking about the laws, okay, there are certain kind of laws which are called as miscellaneous labor laws or miscellaneous labor legislations. Now these miscellaneous labor legislations are used differently by the different industry as per their needs and wants and requirements of the industry. So on right hand side you came to know there are different industries, little bit modifications into the existing laws, okay, which could be get implemented, but not all these laws, okay, those are not in our syllabus. So thank you for today's session, okay. That's all about the today's topic.